always welcome through your door, but please don't piss us off. Remember, we pay for your floor.
Hello! We are the We Pay For Your Floor podcast. I'm Sarah.
Welcome to the We Pay For Your Floor podcast.
Well, you know what? Hello.
You're here.
Is it me you're looking for? Okay.
No.
I'm Sarah.
That's nice.
I'm Andy.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Don't move too close, it'll blow.
Oh, good lord.
And I'm hanging on by a thread at this point. So,
Liv is back again. Thank you ever so much for travelling all the way from your place that you were last time in the podcast, because a lot of time has gone between the two podcast
I've travelled
episodes.
the world.
You we are the We Pay For Your Floor podcast. Did you know that they changed the packaging on Jaffa
Oh,
Cakes?
for fuck's sake!
They haven't, have
They
they?
have. They fucking have.
That's wrong.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
just Google it. They have.
Fucking hell.
Oh, shit thee not.
I hope not. Hey.
And today we have topics and games.
Topics.
We have topics and games.
But before that, Sarah.
Oh, yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah. Sarah.
I will laugh at your face again. I will. I'll do it.
But how's your floor?
Alright.
Moist, but closed.
But closed for business.
Oh.
That's how I do sex talking.
How was it?
Sorry, I'm joking on the quiz.
Andy's dead.
Oh, God.
Because that was going to happen when you and Chris get married one day.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
No, because
It'll do.
Chris knows that I'm going to do something wrong, and he's convinced that instead of lawfully wedded, I'm going to say waffly wedded. So
If you keep planting the seed, you will.
I will 100%. Do you take him as your lawfully wedded husband? I waffly do. Yes.
I waffly
No,
do.
you stand there at the altar holding his hands and just turn to the crowd, which I imagine wearing, going, marriage! The most sacred of arrangements!
I really need whoever's marrying us to do that.
I will get ordained just so I can stand there, full garb, and go, marriage!
I don't know why
Well-
my first thought was that you were going to turn your head like in the fucking Office or something and just be like, this guy.
Fuck you, wanker. No, you don't have to get ordained, do you? You can do like, you just need to get notarized, don't you?
It's like an online thing.
Online ordained.
Yeah, there you go, just do that. I know you can do, I can legally marry people in 50 states.
Can you?
I can. I am ordained in the Church of, what's it called? I don't even know. But I get,
Faces.
yeah, something like that. It is literally called like the Church of Life or something. You get ordained online, and you get a certificate, which means you can legally like marry people. And all you have to do is, if you pay $40, you just get the forms, and it's legally binding. And you can buy the garb and everything like that. But every so often, I get a newsletter.
Sarah,
it's great.
Sarah,
yeah.
can I marry you and Chris?
If you get ordained, my love, you do it.
I love the
Are you
idea
sure
of
you want to give me this power?
I don't mind. It's
Do you
all
want
good.
him to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Both of you together.
Oh my god, we come up with the
Dick
best
and Dom.
vows.
With Dick
we
and
come
Dom.
up with the best
in
vows.
unison.
Repeat Sarah, please. Oh, sorry, Miss Young, please repeat after me. Colin the caterpillar does not
a salmon make.
And then you have to repeat it after me.
Colin the caterpillar does not.
Christwan, repeat after me.
Christwan.
I think those bits have to be the same for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Colin the
Unfortunately.
caterpillar
Does not a salmon make.
And then just very quietly go, do you take this man?
Do you take Big Dick Sarah to be your waffly wedded wife?
Waffly wedded wife.
Biggest dick of the stairs. Oh.
Yeah, do it.
And do you, Sarah, take huge
Sarah.
clit?
Sarah.
Sarah?
Sarah.
No one heard huge clit, Chris.
A huge clit, Chris.
You just have a huge clit.
I don't know. I ain't seen it.
No, what you do is you make sure you have chili on your fingers before you go near
So
it.
fucking too right. I said I need to be able to do
I
something.
feel like you're gonna
to
get
him now.
revenge on him.
I need to. He has elbowed me in the tit the other day. That was not fun.
you really
He
need
woke
to get
me
your
up.
mic.
He turned over and elbowed me, and his elbow literally went like, it went from tit to back. It came down with
Did your
such
tit end
force.
up on your back? Did it punch it through?
You know, like those
Yeah.
ADHD play toys.
Yeah.
That's what was.
God.
But I was dead asleep, and his elbow obviously it fucking caned. So I woke up like
With a tit through your back.
and I was like, "You fucking wanker," because I was so annoyed. And he
You
was
just got like your
"Oh,
nipples.
sorry.
Your nipple
Oh,
here was
sorry."
just like flat on your chest.
Yeah, it was, and I was
all
like,
your
I had to, like-
boob is on the back.
Just had to it from the back.
Yeah.
Oh no, I went.
Pop the fucker back out. Oh god.
Sorry. So we were doing topic, or was it game?
I do have a word if you would like.
Oh, wow.
Bring me.
Why are you
a
sending to Matt Berry there? A word.
A
word.
word.
In
A
New
word.
York City.
New York City,
Oh,
you devious bastard. So I have a word for you to define, as is tradition. So, this week's word, for you to define in your own unimitable style. I can't say that word. Fucking hell, Sarah.
It's near the vaginas.
You clunge.
I know.
It's bubbling.
It's a bubbling.
She's gonna
My
blow.
clunge. It's a bubbling.
But this week's word for you to define is Snollygoster.
Snollygoster.
Oh.
Snollygoster.
What would you say a Snollygoster is?
It sounds like a roller coaster to me. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Snollygoster.
Ride the Snollygoster!
It sounds like something from a Roald
Sounds
Dahl
like a
book.
Pikmin monster.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, you know, like, oh, do the snozzberries taste like snozzberries? The Snollygosters
The Snollygoster's gonna get you.
take your nose. I don't know. Is it a monster?
It
A type of mythical beast?
could be.
I think it could be beef.
It could be
be
beef.
A type of I was about to say mystical beef then.
Mystical beef.
My favourite kind of beef.
Wagyu.
I think it was a mythical beast from the medieval age.
From the Midlands.
Try and say
From the
that.
Middle Isle of Little.
A mythical beast from the Middle Isle of Little. There you go. No, I think it was a like dragons.
Like dragons.
Like dragons.
Is it a word
It's not a dragon,
Is
but
it,
like
a word,
yeah, like a dragon.
is it a word that can still be applied to something today?
But yeah.
Okay.
I never said it was a beast. It just depending
Repeat
on
the
your
word for
definition
me
of a
again.
beast,
What
it
is this
could
word?
potentially.
Snollygoster. It does sound like something you'd find in Harry Potter, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Or something at the bottom of your handbag that's been there for a while.
Oh my god, there's a Snollygoster.
oh, it's moving. You know.
Why is it breathing?
Why is it breathing? Oh, it's had babies.
Oh, fuck.
It's one of Kay's cooking creations.
Oh my god, that pasta. Jesus fucking
I'm
Christ.
watching that. Why is it breathing? I'm worried that we
It was
said
the noodles.
The
wasn't
noodles.
it?
Wait,
It was
is
fu-
breathing?
She was frying noodles.
It was both the noodles and the melted Normans. It just looked like it was alive.
Yeah.
You get moving, so we're like, is that thing breathing?
It's develop a consciousness.
Yeah. It's just
Oh,
made
it
for
was the
death.
grey meat
Mince.
with dry pasta
Oh.
inside it. That got me. That did
Oh,
things.
God.
Tasty.
A bit of, just a bit of salt and pepper, bit of oregano, bit of like
Too spicy.
spice.
Listen.
Oh well, that is spicy.
Listen, she's talked about why she doesn't use spices because she wants to taste the actual flavour of the food. The food should have enough flavour. in
She
it.
did. Right. Okay.
And I'm like, Kay, that's not how
That's not how food works. No.
That's not how it works.
Well, we don't. Well, we don't want to put too much cheese on because
Is that
you can't add cheese.
seasoning ruins the flavour?
Yeah.
It's like, no, okay, that's the seasoning. It's the flavour.
Come on, Barbara, you know better.
So Snollygoster is a clever or unscrupulous person.
You big
So
snot.
not Donald Trump.
No.
That was a good word.
That was a word.
Snollygoster.
It was a word
Definitely
that
a
happened.
Do you know I don't know if it's going to be on the list, but one of my favourite words that no one knows is ignominious.
What's that mean? A small, stupid person.
What do you think an ignominious might be?
So
Ignorant.
I want to say ignorant in some way.
You know, you're actually quite close.
It's a very small.
It's a small
stupid
rock-based dinosaur.
Because igneous. you
Yeah.
prick.
Oh, I was thinking ignorant. Like that's why I was like small, stupid person. what was it again?
Ignominious.
Ignominious. That sounds like if I repeated it 3 times, it would kill someone.
So it is an insignificant or stupid thing, if I remember rightly. I learned this word a long time ago.
He's not aiming that at you, honest.
Ignominious.
Yep, deserving or causing public disgrace or shame.
Shame. Ignominious. I like that. Oh, what were we doing next? Was it a topic or a...
Live!
Oh, is it me? It's
You've been called.
I have been summoned to the stands. Mine's a very, very simple question, but one we've not discussed in 63 episodes. Our favourite video games. Our top 3.
Ooh.
To be precise. Now, this question doesn't have to be what it is right now. It can literally just be whatever you would class as your top 3 favourites, whether it be for nostalgia reasons, whether it be for personal. It can be a piece of shit. Yeah. It could have had a very good sexual experience with the game. I don't know. I'm not going to judge you. I just want to know your answers.
Shrek 2 was a great game.
That's not what I thought we were going to start.
Yeah,
you know what? True.
Yeah.
On the Xbox.
Yeah, definitely. That was a really good game.
That was a great game.
And now that you've mentioned it, I want to play it again.
Yeah. Rayman was a good game.
Rayman was great.
Yeah.
I've got my list of 3. I feel like one that I have, well, 2 that I have, are probably going to be in your top.
Excuse me.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Banjo-Kazooie is one of them.
Good.
My second, of course, is Super Mario 64.
Yes, of course.
For many reasons.
Stardew Valley?
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, the newest one.
You've been playing that a lot.
A lot, and I absolutely adore it. I think it was...
But you do like a Luigi.
I like a Luigi.
Why is that? Why do you like the Mario game so much?
It's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
I really think it's a nostalgia thing. Mario 64 was the first video game I ever played. Ever played, and I still continue to play.
You have a lot of personal memories attached to Mario, though. I remember you telling me about, like... In fact, I remember going around to your nan's house and you were playing Galaxy.
Yeah,
I just watched you play Galaxy for ages.
It's just, there's so many good memories attached to Mario. I was very close to putting Spyro 3 on the list.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like that is a lot of nostalgia blinding as well. So I was like, I'll leave that one and put Luigi's Mansion 3. But yeah, they're my top 3 personally.
I don't know. There's so many.
Just on a quick think, because this will change on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But at least at the moment, on a quick think, I'd say, unfortunately, not Banjo-Kazooie.
No.
Because even though I do like it, I've only finished that game once, and there's some things that really do irk me about it.
I've still not ever completed
Grunty
Banjo-Kazooie
can
to this day.
fuck off. That
Yes.
it just goes so hard when you get to that final boss battle. It's just like, oh, this will be fine like everything else, and then it's like, no, Grunty is...
An absolute
She's out for
piece of
blood.
shit. Yeah, she's awful.
But I would probably say Mario 64 because, like with you, especially with that, all the times that we've just sat here and played it with each other or like raced against each other, seeing who could collect as many stars as possible or whatever. It's a nice game.
It's just fun.
It's fun.
It's something that I think we both just know too much of.
Yeah.
Like, we just know the game inside
I know a lot about it, but I'm not brave enough to attempt anything to try and be good at it.
Yeah. I think I'm a good player, and then I watch people play it and I go, I'm shit.
Yeah, like when we were watching the new world record holder, and it's like, sir, what are you doing?
What?
No. What? Like, he would do random things, and we're like, what does he do? Oh. What?
I'm impressed, and I hate you.
I'm impressed, I hate you, and I'm disappointed in myself.
Yes, 100%.
I felt that way about watching like Guitar Hero.
Oh,
that was always a good game.
I've seen that.
Enjoyed that. But there was people that just literally go.
I'd be like randomly
That was
scrolling
me
through
when I got
TikTok,
good at it.
Yeah.
and I still see people playing Guitar Hero, like live streaming.
Everyone
it's like,
plays it.
what? How are you doing that? How?
Or did you ever have the dance mat?
DDR.
Yeah, the
DDR,
actual dance mat. That was great.
I used to be really good at that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Not very good at it anymore.
No, I don't have the coordination for it. No.
One of my favourite things about Guitar Hero is seeing people put memes into it, because you can add your own songs and stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I've seen so many videos of people doing Colin Ballinger's apology video on Guitar Hero.
No.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's one.
I definitely think Rayman and Spyro on there just for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah.
But like
Why have
Sims
you not said
1.
Final Fantasy?
I know, because I haven't played Final Fantasy in such a long time. But Final Fantasy was like amazing, especially Final Fantasy, one with Cloud and Sephiroth. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say 13, but that's the latest one, isn't it? No, that's 15.
We're on 15
Oh,
now.
We're on 16 now.
Oh wait,
Fucking
see,
hell.
yeah, but they are
Numbers.
beautiful games. But you really have to be in the mood to because it's so fucking complicated.
Yep.
And you have to know what the fuck you're doing.
That sounds like sex. They're so beautiful.
It's so complicated.
They're so complicated.
Yeah.
You really know what you're doing.
But I think Sims 1.
Yeah.
Sims 1 was great, and I still love playing it now.
I will
you
never
know.
forget that night we came over to yours to stay over, and Phil stayed up just to get that installed on your PC.
Thank you.
And we came down in the morning, and you'd been up already for like 2 hours playing The Sims.
Yeah.
The new hyperfixation.
And then we just watched you
But,
in
like-
this like love hotel with each room was a different theme.
Yeah.
Because like you'd bought a disc on Amazon or eBay or something,
and then
but
accidentally managed to snap
the
it.
disc was snapped,
Mhm.
and yours was just like, I think it was like the deluxe
Just the
edition or
deluxe
something,
one, which is
but-
what the one I initially had when in like the 90s.
But I came out and I had the complete collection,
Yeah, I know,
which had
it's so
all of the
cool.
expansion packs and more shit on top of it. So I
I
just
never knew.
added that, cracked it for you, so you didn't need the disc,
No, it was
and
so,
now you can
thank
just play
you
it
so
whenever.
much. It was. I never knew that in the Magic one there was a part of the neighbourhood you could only buy these 2 houses with the freaking
Magic coins.
And they're fucking hard to get.
The Magic coin, I've never got one of
No,
those
and
mansions.
I was even trying to find cheats to try and open it, and there's no cheat to open the house that I can find.
No.
But no, it's great. But I think it was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, it really
For
was.
what it, for when it came out, and even then, after that, I can't think of a game for another decade that met that level of complexity and sort of like, apart from maybe
That's it.
maybe Fable,
Dr.
which
Kawashima's brain training.
that
was a
so like it wasn't like one path. You could do so many different things,
Yeah.
and it caused different effects later on. Do you know what I mean?
100%. It was definitely Sims is definitely a thing that kind of changed a path on gaming. I'd
Yeah,
say. And I
yeah.
think again with Mario 64, that's kind of what got me, is because that started the whole 3D
Yeah.
gaming sort of thing and made everyone go, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?"
Mm.
And then why am I going forwards in every direction? But
I
yeah,
remember playing Mario 64 when it was first released on a sort of like demo sort of thing in Toys R Us.
Ah? Oh yeah.
In the next to the Metro Centre, and it was just a group of kids just stood there while like their parents had abandoned them to go and actually do stuff, and we were all taking it in turns, not knowing what the fuck we were meant to be doing, because this was a fresh save file, so we
Yeah.
just walked into the castle and we just kept walking into doors and being like not able to progress at all, because none of us could figure out we were supposed to jump into this painting.
yes,
But just being able to walk around a castle was
Yeah.
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It looks blocky and kind of shit now,
but back
but
then,
it was fucking...
Amazing.
Like,
yeah.
I remember when we first got an N64 and I could hear... I played a bit of Mario 64, but I could hear my mum and dad playing Diddy Kong Racing
yes,
when I'd gone to bed. And because all I'd experienced up to that point was 2D games,
Yeah.
when they were going on about how cool it was and that you could have cars and planes and stuff, all my mind could visualise until I actually got to play the game was just this 2D side-scrolling thing with a car
yeah.
and a plane.
Oh, above
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Until I actually saw it, I was like, this is what... But that is one of my other favourite games. Diddy Kong Racing,
Diddy Kong.
I will say till the day I die,
Yeah.
is the best kart racer ever fucking made. The DS remake is okay, has some nice tweaks to it. I'm annoyed that some of the features were removed, and it's a game.
yeah,
And then the other one has to be Pikmin.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
knew you'd say
Specifically Pikmin 3, because that is the best game
Yeah.
in the series. Some people say it's a bit friendly and handholdy, but to me it's a happy game.
Comfort.
It's a
Comfort.
happy game.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows what me and you are like, because we're like huge fucking Nintendo nerds at this point, and it's like, but all of our top 3 is just.
have you had a
Nintendo.
go on the Oculus yet?
I've
the games
tried
on the
it
Oculus.
before, and I'm just not.
It's not for you. I think the best game is on it is Beat Saber. Oh, well, that is the best game on it. I'm sorry, but it's basically the people that have grown up with Guitar Hero and that Stepmat
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
but in like fucking surround. You know what I mean? That is insane. To say we've gone from what you said, what is it, Pikmin, and you've now got in the space of 20 years this literally magical headset that you can just be transported anywhere. I mean, amazing.
Don't remind me how old Pikmin is.
If you even look back
but it's not that old in the grand scheme of things, is it? You know?
If you look back to like the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
And how limited the Virtual Boy was in VR to now what we have is...
It was technically portable.
Yeah.
It's mad to think how far we've come in that kind of...
Shorter space of time, really.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look back to games that came out in like the early 2000s, Spyro, I don't know, obviously 90s and stuff, like Crash and whatnot. And now you see what's on the PS5, like, look at Detroit Become Human, where they are literally just fucking people.
They are literal people.
It's like that's a human being. That is just a person on my screen.
It is insane. It really is how far. But it's interesting that we've all picked low-tech games.
Yes, so far.
All of our favourite games are low-tech games.
So far,
the only one
that's
that
true.
I would
We got Andrew to
possibly include within that, going off of what you were saying,
Yeah.
is specifically The Sims 2.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been playing that a lot again lately.
Is this the Biscuits family?
Yes!
Biscuits.
I still haven't played the Biscuits family. I've made their mansion, I've given them an ideal life, I've got a story and everything set for them, but I don't want to hit play on them. I actually made a family while I was at work, which I designed specifically to run idle so that I could have them just doing stuff in between me taking calls at work because I'm a responsible professional.
Adult, yes.
And I got caught up on a long call, didn't pay attention, and all their dogs got taken away.
Shit. Oh no. Poor dogs.
So that was fun.
Sims 2 keeps you entertained while at work.
I fucking need it with some of the dumb fucking troglodytes I have to deal with.
Yeah. Sims 2 is such a good game.
Sims in general is just an amazing concept.
Not Sims 4.
No.
But
and Andy, what is yours, my dear?
So, the most obvious one that I would say is my favourite game of all time, just definitively, is Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. The story's amazing. The characters are so well written, and I got so invested. Like, summer of 2018, I think it was 2018 when I got it. I think I just played that game for about 3 months. It was so good. Like, I sank. This is just on one playthrough. I sank about 90 hours into that game.
Jesus.
That's not including the fact that I then restarted it on New Game Plus.
Yeah.
Which I put like at least another 50 hours or something into because I never finished New Game Plus on that.
Nice.
I've heard a lot of people say with Persona 5 you can put like 150 hours into it and not even get like... You cannot even finish it.
I think I got close to 120 to be honest.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how long my first playthrough took, but it was a long game.
Yeah.
It's so good. And like... I loved all the characters, and I got very invested in it, and especially because I wasn't working at the time, it was just like that was kind of my life at that point.
Yeah.
Yes. You thought you were going to say something.
That's just his face.
I'm just existing.
That's his I'm near a vagina face.
I'm just existing.
I feel gassy face.
Yeah.
Continue.
But yeah.
Overwatch.
Yeah, that's probably going to be on there. I'm probably going to try and do 5, but like Overwatch just kind of is no matter. I mean, don't get me wrong, Blizzard are shit, or Activision Blizzard are shit, and there's been a lot of controversy around the game, especially with the fact that they're not doing the story mode like they promised they were going to, even though that was literally the whole fucking point of doing number 2. But like, that game still means a lot to me, and I'll always be invested in its world and the characters, so that's got to be up there. My favourite series is definitely Pokemon. Trying to pick a specific game is a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
My instinct wants me to go Platinum, just because it was one of the first ones I ever actually played. Because even though I love Pokemon when I was very young, I never owned a Game Boy or anything. The first device I had that I could actually play Pokemon on was a DS.
Yeah.
So Platinum was the first one I ever actually had. And I still think that's the best version of Gen 4, even though they redid Gen 4 a couple of years ago. The remakes were not great, so I think Platinum is still like my go-to Gen 4 game. I'm trying to think. One that I did think of, that I don't know, I'm debating whether or not it would go on the list, but it would be Animal Crossing, specifically New Leaf. which was the 3DS one.
It was very good.
Because
that was fun to watch, to be honest. That was fun to watch you play.
No, you saw me play the Switch one.
Oh, did I?
This is
right.
the 3DS one.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I'm saying because I have a lot of nostalgic memories of playing that during uni, when I wasn't living with you, and it was kind of a comfort thing.
Anytime you can think about not living with you, it's just like, it's just great.
No, but I mean, like, it was a comfort thing when you weren't there. And I got very, and I still have, to this day, I still have the original town that I started on that game. I could go back on and play it, and everyone would be like, where the fuck you been for 3 years? But like, I still have it, and even I love New Horizons. I love the Switch one, and I always, like, every now and then I will still go back to it, and I'll still check on my island, and I'll still do stuff in it. But I don't know, there's something about the 3DS one that I was just very, very attached to for a long time.
I feel like Animal Crossing, specifically just in general, is one of them that you get so addicted to for about a few months, and then you don't play it for like 7 years.
And then you get another sleepless nights playing it.
It's one of them ones. But
What else? Is there anything else that I put on?
When I was a kid, I played Barbie on the computer, and it was Barbie riding a horse. I can't fucking remember the name of it. And
I like that that's the name of the game. It's just
Barbie
what it says
riding a
on the
horse.
tin.
It's to little girls or to anyone of that persuasion who just watching it going, yay,
horsey,
pretty,
yay,
pink horses. And you had to look after the horse, you had to name it, and you'd take it out on rides, and there was a hidden cottage that you could only get to.
Take it round the back and shoot it.
Yeah, there was a glue factory, Barbie's glue factory, I remember it well. But no,
it was Sparkle Glitter Glue.
Yes.
Sparkle, that's it, there you go. But I can't for the life of me remember where it's gone, what game, the name it was. I just remember fondly playing it.
Fondling.
Fondle Barbie's horse.
Fondly.
Well, speaking of computers and games and
I
stuff
wasn't done.
I just had to think.
Go on.
But speaking of computers and games from years ago, I still, to this day, have a special spot in my place.
In your place.
A special spot, place, heart, tibia.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, because
is it going to be Roller Coaster Tycoon?
No. It's called Tibia.
The game is called Tibia. The original areas were all named after parts of the body. So there's the world of Tibia. With a small island next to it called Fibula, which was all based near Mount Sternum. That was like the first areas of the game, and it's all expanded since then. And they've sort of done away with the naming it.
What's the premise?
It's an MMO, so it's just a sort of fantasy.
Imagine
RPG.
a shit pixelated World of Warcraft.
That sounds great.
It's all.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all sort of. Oh, what's it called?
Top down?
No, it's all a sort of top-down isometric view, but it's not. Oh, not isometric view, but it's like a top-down view. Not Baldur's Gate. I can remember it, but I can't.
RuneScape?
No, not RuneScape. It's not King's Quest either. It'll come to me. I'll put it on text on the video version. But it's just an open-ish world fantasy RPG. You can play as a soldier, a paladin, a sorcerer or a druid. My characters are mainly sorcerers. Until a couple of years ago, I hadn't gotten a character past level 50 because even though I've had an account since about 20 years now.
Yeah.
And there's people who have reached level 999.
Well.
I play it like you were going on about hyperfixations a few episodes ago. I will fixate on that thing and just play it non-stop for a few weeks, maybe a few months, and then it'll just go. I haven't logged into Tibia now for about 3 months, and the last time I did it was when I was thinking of just testing it out, seeing what some of the new update things were, and then I just never went back to it again.
6 weeks later.
But I have like a hefty handful of characters split across multiple different worlds, multiple different classes, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's shit. It took them 20 years.
All the best games are.
It was either 20 or 25 years for them to implement sound into the game.
Oh my god.
That only happened a couple of years ago.
Oh shit.
So it now has its own theme song and there's actually noise. Before that it was completely silent.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So I used to have like
Oh my lord.
questing
Oh my God.
playlists on
Oh, yes,
YouTube
yes.
that I would just play music in the background whenever I played this game, so it wasn't as deadly silent. But it's shit and it's fun.
That's the best things in gaming, really.
The other ones that I was thinking of, so I think the other thing that I'm going to put on my list is Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the one on the Wii.
Oh, you nearly said Melee.
I didn't say Melee, but I meant Brawl, the one on the Wii, because there were so many nights in the summer holidays. So I got Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I remember, in 2008.
Yeah.
And it was as a reward for doing well in my end of year exams in year 7.
Oh, well done.
And I spent pretty much the entire summer playing it religiously. My dad helped me play it so I could unlock the characters faster, and then the amount of nights that I spent in the conservatory just playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl by myself, just in the conservatory.
Yeah.
And like, once I'd like maybe a couple of years on as well. Once I'd started drinking tea and my mum would make me a tea whenever she made herself one, it'd just be a thing where I'd like pop the kettle on, make me and mum a tea, I'd go in the conservatory and play Brawl for like 5 hours. And yes, I think that'd probably be up there because I have a lot of fond memories of playing that.
I remember when
you
you first came round to mine and we played Brawl.
And I beat your ass.
You picked Peach and I was like, this'll be fine, this'll be easy. He's younger than me, he doesn't know games, he doesn't know things, and he wipes the fucking floor with me.
As Peach.
It's such a good thing. But
I don't even mean Peach, I just picked her because I liked her and I knew it'd annoy you if I beat you as her.
So yeah, I tried everything I could do. I think I tried Meta Knight, Ganondorf, Link, all the sort of heavy hitters that I was usually okay with, and said, nope, this
Peach.
pink bitch is fucking beating the shit out of me.
The other thing, I'm not going to put it on the list, but one that I did think of is, I mean, kind of Guitar Hero, but mainly Band Hero, because that's one that I had.
Yeah.
No, it was called Band Hero. It was by the same people who made it, but it was like, it was meant to be for more generic music, so it was like more pop music, but I specifically remember Bring Me to Life was on there.
Oh, right.
And specifically, this is going to sound so stupid, but Band Hero is how I learned to play the drums.
Oh, right, okay.
Because I loved the drum kit so much on Band Hero, and Guitar Hero when I eventually got it. Even though I'm a singer in real life, and I play guitar, I wanted the drums. I was like, if someone else can sing, I am playing the drums.
Nice.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So much so that I played the drum kit to death. I broke it because I played it so much. And then I remember, because my bedroom was upstairs. It's such a generic statement, but like so the way our house was set up, my bedroom was like my bedroom was like partially above the kitchen and partially above the bathroom because the way the house is set up.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that my mum and dad had to be like, you can't use the drums that loudly, like it's vibrating through the floor because you're stomping on the foot pedal.
Shit.
But it's just because I got really into it. I actually learned to drum from it.
Yeah, wow.
So like, Miles is a drummer. He's a drummer in his own band.
Oh, I did not know that.
But like, even I played drums for him and he was like, yeah, you can drum. I was like, and I learned because of Band Hero. So, there's a fun little tidbit for you.
That's fun. Can we all agree, though, that no matter what our number one games are, it'll soon be Mario Brothers Wonder.
Oh, with the fucking elephants.
Yes.
With the fucking elephants.
With the fucking elephants.
Yeah.
Wahoo!
Wahoo! Ah.
Oh,
yeah, it's right there.
That tastes nasty, Andy. You're gonna have to. Can you finish that?
Yes, I'll finish your shitty watermelon drink.
Shitty melons. Oh, it just tastes like chemicals.
But I went for a job interview in 2017. And
circa 2017.
Oh, do I remember you telling me about this? Because I remember this notebook.
It was one of the worst.
Yes.
No, it still is.
Yeah.
The worst job interview that I've ever been on. And it's great because I remember partway through this, I gave up and just started writing absolute.
I remember you
in
telling
my
me
notebook.
this.
So
this
was. I had 2 interviews in the same week. One of them was for the job that I ended up going for, which was the O2 one, which I stayed at for a few months.
Yeah.
The other one was for a company that I don't even know if they still exist. Probably don't. I couldn't tell you what they were called. I can't remember. But it was in the city centre. It was one of those companies where like they like rented out part of an office floor, and they were like, their office was just like in this one part of a floor of this office building. And I'm sure it was it probably wasn't an MLM, but like,
it probably was.
Essentially, what the job would have entailed me doing was being out on the streets trying to sell broadband to people.
Fun.
Now, when I first applied, I did not know that's what it was going to be.
Yeah.
But I was like, I needed a job. So I kind of just took what I could get at the time. So I went to the interview. Did fine, apparently, because I got through to the next... But I feel like most people got through to the next part.
Yeah.
Then we had to... I remember, because two things happened before my other interview at O2. I think all these happened before then. So, had the interview, got through to the next stage, and they wanted me to go out and shadow someone on doing their job, or like, as they were out in the field. So, I got assigned to this guy, whose name I can't remember.
Callum.
No, I think it was Aaron.
Oh, right. Aaron.
Very, very manly name.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a bloke. But, like, they were like, dress smart, we want everyone dressing in suits. I was like, okay then, sure. So I dressed quite formally.
If you had turned up at my door in a suit, I'd be like, oh,
no,
Jehovah's Witness.
It wasn't door to door.
Oh, it wasn't door to door.
But, like, I then had to get on a train to Rotherham Town Centre.
Excellent.
And sit with this group of lads while they stood and tried to sell broadband to people who walked past them. I hated it.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
But, no one likes those people.
I remember they were like, oh yeah, I still have the notes here. They were like,
yeah, I'm just writing now.
They were like, we want you to write notes down as we're working. Oh no, yeah, they got me a few different tasks. So one of them was basically create a business plan for like a theoretical business. So it was like, come up with a product, what's it do, what's the funding that you'd need, where would this funding go, how would you market the product, and what would your predicted income be?
Right.
And it was basically just there was a whole thing next to marketing, and it was basically like trying to see how I'd be as a salesperson.
Right. Okay.
But I was there for about 4 hours.
Oh my god!
Just sat in Rotherham Town Centre, just writing out these different tasks in my notebook.
And this is an interview.
No, this was after the interview.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I was bored out of my fucking mind.
Yeah.
And I already knew I didn't want to do it based on this, because I was like, I'm not standing... I have dignity.
Yeah.
I'm not standing in the town centre trying to sell broadband to people who clearly don't want it. But then a day or two later, I had to go back into their office space, and everyone who'd gotten through to the next part...
Yeah.
Because people did get eliminated after that, based on the stuff that they'd written up.
Yeah.
We all got put in a room and we had to watch this hour-long presentation, which was presented by a guy who supposedly worked for the company and worked his way up to become like one of the heads. And it was his 10 tips on how to make it far in the business.
Yeah, yeah.
See if you can pinpoint the part where I stopped caring. Because I'm going to read this. This is all written down for the purpose of the tape. I have a notebook in my hand.
Yeah.
And this is all verbatim what I wrote down in my notebook. So number 1 was focus on your actions. Act the part. Set the example of a leader. Focus on the process and practice.
It sounds like an
not
MLM,
the
doesn't
result.
it? Yeah.
Take time to learn the method. Actions will become habits with practice. Can focus on new actions after that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
Number 2, there's 10 parts to this.
Right.
The field. Respect the field for its lessons.
Good grief.
Have a good attitude. Always work on improving field technique and yourself. Practice makes perfect. Number 3, road trips. Oh yeah, apparently they sent people who worked there out on bonding road trips.
Ew.
It's an MLM.
Yeah, it's
All about
definitely.
learning.
Yeah.
Office road trip is to build networking. International road trips and also Saturday road. Oh yeah, we were expected to work Monday to Friday and some Saturdays.
Nope.
Just
that's a no from me.
Spend quality time. Oh, number 4, spend quality time with quality people. Leaders, this is where I started to be like,
Here we go.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
Leaders only talk to other leaders.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Try to hang with people who will help you improve. Find a mentor. Followers become leaders.
This is a roadmap to being a psychopath, you know.
You are a product of your environment. Who am I around? What effect is that having, and is it moving me forwards?
It sounds like a cult.
Number
It does,
5.
doesn't
Oh,
it?
it was. I described it as a cult when I was telling people about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it was... I remember before we got sent into the room, we had to go into... There was, like, a room where everyone, like, met up before they went out into the field.
Yeah.
And they were, like, playing games and, like, doing mantras. And it was so fucking bizarre.
Did you then sacrifice a child?
Come on, as well have done.
Yeah.
Sacrifice a child to the sky gods.
Yeah.
Was it Sky it was for? Who was it for? Oh no, it's Talk, sorry.
That sounds about right. Yep.
Number 5. Having a competitive edge can overtake leaders. Don't be afraid to be competitive. Forces you to raise your standards. Number 6. Attendance. This is what I verbatim wrote. Bullshit commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Company wants me to give up doing anything I enjoy for a job I really don't want.
Yeah.
Seem to think I'm willing to miss seeing family, friends, or give up. I can't remember what.
My life.
Here?
Personal time.
Oh, give up music for this.
Oh, really?
Because they didn't want you to have any other commitments. They were like, you should be willing to give up time seeing your loved
is a
ones
cult.
and
That's
your
a-
hobbies
Yeah.
to further yourself in this job.
No.
The hours were ridiculous.
I bet they were. Yeah. Minimum
like I said,
wage.
It was Monday to Friday, less than because it was commission.
Oh
So you
shit.
only got paid on what you sold.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like fucked.
Yeah.
Study your work, evaluation, critique yourself.
This was
Accountability.
Avon.
Be responsible for your own actions. Excuses are bad. And in brackets, I've put fuck this. Ride the waves. There will be ups and downs. Mistakes are okay. This job is not. Educate yourself. Be productive. Willing to learn. Take roles. Take lots of notes. Make your own textbooks. And underneath that, educate yourself on why I shouldn't take this job. Luckily, after this, because they wanted me to tell them that I was taking the job after this, and I said, well, I've got an interview coming up in literally 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'll let you know once I've had that interview. I had that interview, they offered me the job, and I took it straight away.
Yeah.
I messaged them, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing
No,
it.
thanks.
No.
And then, the guy I was meant to shadow,
Yeah.
gave me his mobile number so he could tell me like what the plan was when I was meant to be like meeting up with him and stuff for the shadowing day.
Yeah.
He messaged me. Sorry, I was wondering what else was in this. I forgot I had notes from the old Doctor Who podcast in here. Anyway, he messaged me about 5 minutes after I messaged them to say I wasn't planning on taking the job.
Yeah.
Saying, hi, just so you know, I'll be deleting and blocking your number now because, I mean, I didn't really care.
Yeah.
Because I'm only interested in keeping people around who are going to make me improve.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's a cult.
right,
Yeah.
see ya.
It's literally like I
It
feel
is
like
cool.
anyone that they're like, yes, I'll take the job. They take them into a room and like flashbang them.
Yeah,
and
that's it, yeah, 100%.
Clear
It's
their
like that scene
memory.
in Clockwork Orange where his eyes are held
100%,
open
that's
while
what
they
they're
have to
doing.
watch like
Yeah.
recognition stuff.
Absolutely.
I dodged that fucking bullet.
You did
Jesus
dodge a fucking bullet.
Christ.
Yeah.
Like, no, not a chance. Not a
I don't
chance.
think I've ever.
Doesn't have to be as bad as that, but I'm curious what else you've got.
There's only ever been. I'm going to sound like a dick when I say this. There's only ever been maybe one job that I've interviewed for and I didn't get because I said something stupid.
Right.
I was in the interview
Did you ask
and
them
there
what
was.
horizontal was?
No, they'd asked me, it was for a bank, I believe, and they'd asked me, give me an example of a time when you've gone above and beyond for a customer. And 100% I was lying out my arse. Because what can they can't fucking prove it, can they? So I was lying, but stupidly I'd truthed a little bit, and the job I had left previously, because this is just when I'd come back from the States, so the job that I'd left before I went to the States, the boss fancied me, and it was very obvious, and it was creepy to the,
Was
it
this
wasn't
back when
great.
you were with the guy who threw a chicken out of a fridge at you?
No, that was before that guy.
Oh,
That was
before,
before that
okay.
guy. So, and that boss kind of let me do anything I want because he fancied me, and it was quite creepy actually.
Yeah.
And I'd said that flippantly. I'd said, "Oh, my boss fancied me, so he kind of just let me do what I want." What a stupid thing to say in an interview.
Sarah.
So I did not
In
get
their
that
notes
job.
for that interview, they put sexual assault. Question mark.
So I was told that I didn't get the job, and it was fed back that was the reason because of that flippant comment. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Makes
But
absolutely
that's the only
perfect
weird
sense.
interview thing I
Yeah.
have. But, yeah.
To be honest, I've not really got any like personal weird job interviews. I've been pretty lucky with all of mine that I've pretty much just kind of fallen into right places.
Yeah.
We've interviewed people that
Oh
have
my
been-
god!
Please feel free to
Oh
tell
my
me about
god!
who
I'm
you have
so
interviewed.
fucking ready for this.
I'll
I'm
never
so
forget.
fucking ready.
I feel kind of bad for laughing at this, but it was very
Safe space.
funny.
Safe space.
Very funny.
Safe space.
I used to work for a company called The Lighthouse. We just sold light fittings and shit like that. But the guy who owned it also ran the calendar club every year.
Right.
And
Oh god, not this wanker.
yeah, that complete piece of shit. But he had me and my manager at the time taking some interviews and stuff like that while he was setting everything up. And we basically were just taking on anyone, like just interviewing anyone that kind of applied for the thing. And this woman came in with her carer to the interview.
Right. Okay.
And when I say this was a very basic interview, I mean it's like maybe 3 or 4
Wait for your
questions.
breakfast, I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
It was literally like, oh, your basics, age, like
Okay.
where you saw the job, why you applied, and stuff like that. And she was answering them, and I just remember my manager then asking her, "So what abilities do you have?" And she's like, "Oh, I have lots of disabilities." And I was sat behind the counter like, don't laugh, do not fucking laugh, don't laugh.
Oh, bless
so
her.
funny.
And I remember she left, and my manager scribbled absolutely fucking not on her
Oh, bless.
seat. But I was like, oh shit, but then she came in like a week later asking if she got the job.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I feel bad, but I'm not going to tell you no, because I'm like, I was, what, 19?
Yeah.
I mean, credit to her for coming. That's quite brave
Yeah.
to come in with your carer.
Yeah.
And like, absolutely, there would be some jobs that would be good for her, but obviously, in
Yeah.
this case, this one was
She
not
would
the best
not
fit.
have done well.
I think it's more that the boss was a prick.
He was awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful. Like, that was a bad time.
I've got lots of disabilities.
It was the way she said it, which
Oh.
really fucking broke me.
Yeah.
At the time, I was like, do not laugh. Do not fucking laugh at this. I can't really think of much else. I know we've had some people come in and you're like, what? Like, why?
Have you
Why
done like interviews for Ann Summers?
Not really. We used to have, with Ann Summers, we used to have a thing where they'd take them in for the interview, and then we had a task thing that they did like 5-10 minutes. This is a customer that wants a certain amount of stuff. He's got like a £50 budget. He's wanting something for his wife. Pick out the things that you would show him and tell us why you get that. And yeah, some of them had come out and they were encouraged to speak to us, the staff, and be like, what do you think you should go for?
Yeah, because that shows initiative.
Yeah.
You're thinking, it shows that you want to learn from someone who does know what they're doing.
I remember going to the woman who ran the sex toy department at that point and being like, this is what I've got for this.
Yeah.
Is that what you recommend? She went, yeah, go for this, and blah, blah, blah. Most of them just would not speak to us. I'm like, okay. Like, because they were very big on, like, look, this is a close-knit group of women. We need to make sure that you all get along.
Yeah.
Plus,
it's the industry. You've got to have a certain amount of
open-mindedness.
Let's just be okay with everything.
Professionalism.
Yeah,
Yes. It's I mean, I have plenty of work stories I could get into.
Yeah.
But there was some people that came into the job and were like, I was like, you ain't gonna last long, not in this, because I'm just like, yeah, that attitude ain't gonna stick. That attitude ain't gonna stick. But I noticed then people got the job after COVID when we stopped doing the interviews and it was head office that were taking the interviews in.
Right, okay.
And I was like, we would not employ this person. We would not employ this person.
You've told me some horror stories about some of the people you've had working.
Okie yeah, we've had some people. Most of them lovely.
I've not really had all that many job interviews in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Both the ones I had for the place I'm at now, obviously I was at a previous store
Yeah.
for the same company before. those were both really nice. And like the people who interviewed me were really lovely, and we got on really well. And they both said like, we think you're really good for the job, and like explain why they thought of Max well. One thing I have learned, this is just turning into advice to job interviews. One thing I have learned though that always does well in a job interview: have questions to ask the interviewer.
Yeah.
They love that shit.
Well, in my experience, just making them laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good at that as well.
Yeah, make them laugh. That
the reason
seems to
I
be
got my
make
job
them
that
like
I
you.
did is because she told me, she says, I sat down with you and it was like I'd known you for years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now.
Yeah. She was like, I just felt like I could have a conversation with you straight away. And
I think sometimes people take like the questions too literally. So the last job, this new job that I have, one of the questions was, can you tell me one of your proudest moments at your job? And you're trying to think, oh my god, it was at a time that I was particularly brilliant and all this sort of thing. And the answer I gave was a job very many years ago at Web Help. I won an award. And you got a comically large.
Winning it.
Yeah, I got a comically large check, and I won £1,000. And all these other people had won these prizes and all that sort of thing. And we went to this big grand ball in like fucking Blackpool or somewhere, and everyone had like ball gowns on. It was a whole thing. There was all these different people that went up and were accepting their checks from the CFO, the CEO, and all this. And there's all these people in suits, like, with their checks, like. And all these pictures are used in like the newsletters. These pictures are put up in the head office. Okay, my picture, and it's something I'm extremely proud of, I have on my phone. And in the official picture, we've got CEO, CFO, C whatever, and then me in the middle. It is a fantastic picture,
so
and it's
good.
one of my proudest moments, and that's how I answered that question.
Yeah.
Whereas before I would have gone, oh well, I helped this customer, this, that, and the other, and I'm like, no, mate, let me fucking tell you what my proudest moment is.
It's like, look, when I made myself look like a tit.
Absolutely, fucking tit.
Incredible.
It is a great picture. It is a great picture because
I've seen it.
He
It's
only
remarkable.
took one picture per person because there was all these different things.
Oh yeah.
And the CEO's like this, and I'm a grand. I did it.
I love stuff
but
like
yeah,
that. I love stuff like that. But genuinely with interviews, just fucking make them laugh.
I'm trying to think if I had anything like that.
Make them laugh.
I feel like
make them laugh. Make them
when
laugh.
back, not that I recommend this job to anyone, but back when I was at O2, one of my proudest moments there was when we were in the 2 weeks training. One of the tasks we had to do was they wanted us to create an advert for O2.
Right.
And they were, not obviously it wasn't going to be filmed, but it was like, come up with your own idea for an advert as a big group.
Yeah.
So like, it was all of us in this group. Come up with your own idea for an advert for O2. We'll give you like half an hour and we'll come back and you'll act it out for us. Just to see how much we understood the company and how marketing works. And I came into my element during that task. I literally stepped forward, and because no one else knew what to do, and they saw me writing like, I've got ideas, and I was like, have I got fucking ideas? I gave everyone a part, I directed them, I was like, this is the plot, this is what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And the thing I came up with, because the thing we were trying to sell was O2 Refresh, which basically is what's standard now, which was just you could pay off like part of your bill early to upgrade early if you wanted to. I think that this was like 6 years ago. I don't fully remember everything, but obviously because the company's called O2, I was like, O2 oxygen, right? You're going to be drowning. And they were like, what? I said, right, hear me out. You're going to be drowning on dry land.
Sorry. Yeah.
And the whole premise that this is going to be, the reason you're drowning is because you don't have O2.
Ah, okay.
And someone's going to come along and be like, why are you drowning? And they're going to try and resuscitate you, and they're going to be confused. And then someone else is going to come in and it's like, no, it's because they don't have O2 refresh. And like put it to the camera. And then like, you know, we're going to upgrade you to O2 refresh so that you can breathe again. And like everyone had parts. Some people were paramedics. Someone was obviously the person drowning. And like I came up with this whole thing. I wasn't in it, but I came up with the whole thing. And like directed all of it, and then the guy who was doing the training came. We did it, and he genuinely said that is one of the best pictures we've ever seen from any group.
Love it.
And he was like, "Who came up with this?" And everyone just like pointed at me, and I was like, "Thank you."
Clearly, it was the gay in theatre.
Yeah, clearly it was the theatre gay in the corner.
Thank you.
And I was just there like, I could do marketing if I wanted to.
You're welcome.
Honestly, so good.
That was genuinely, even though I hated that job, that was one of my proudest moments. Just coming up with that.
That's it.
And having the trainer be like, that is one of the best, just like, results we've ever had from giving that task to any group.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you.
That's awesome. I love
you.
that. I love that.
I'm great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm great. But yeah, these interviews are fun. Fun times, always.
I don't get that same... This isn't a long story, we can cut off in a minute, but like... I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but the very first day that I went for training for that job, I was sat next to this ginger guy whose name I can't remember, and by lunch break, he left and never came back.
Oh, you told me about that. Yeah, that's about right.
Which I found very funny.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it if it's not right.
Anyway, this has been the We Pay for Your Floor podcast therapy hour.
Yes.
I feel cleansed. You feel cleansed?
Can the title of this episode just be Andy Escapes a Cult?
Yes.
I feel very cleansed because I went for a shit while you were all rambling on about bad job interviews.
How was your poop?
It was good. The only thing I could add to job interview things was I remembered while I was shitting. I had a job interview before starting at WebHelp for a place in Leeds, which was business.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was. It was some sort of business-to-business thing.
Okay.
Don't remember.
Businessing.
But as soon as I got there and I met somebody else who was there for the interview, I knew I'm not meant to be here.
I remember you going for this.
The first guy who I met and started talking to, he was a nice enough guy. He was lovely. But he was so how did you find out about this place? Did you apply for it through this, or was it through LinkedIn? I was like, I don't know what LinkedIn is. And then they asked us to name someone that we respected and then explain why and sort of sell that person to the rest of the group. I think I chose
Hitler.
I think I chose Dickens.
Oh, okay. The sporting goods shop.
Yes, Sarah.
No one lived their life to the fullest with syphilis like Charles Dickens did.
Another red flag for me was that the two interviewers who were running the session didn't know who Charles Dickens was.
What? How the fuck?
And then about 60% of people, including the two people who were running the interview,
yes,
chose and sung the praises quite merrily of Elon Musk.
Oh, you are in the wrong place. No, you're in the wrong place, mate. Yeah.
So even though he was very upset that I didn't get the job, I was very happy that I didn't get the job.
Please, those are not people. No, yes, those are not.
And they are robots. Out because you ended up, and then we ended up with
this one.
This little bit.
The hedgehog dragged in.
Hey!
I mean, she did still live above us at that point.
No.
Because
what I did was I freaked Phil out a little bit because I'd seen him walking quite a lot and then I recognised his face.
Yeah.
And literally we were stood at the lockers and I just went up to him and went, "You live on, don't you?" And he's like, "Yes."
Yes, crazy lady.
Yes, lady. Like this, and I'm like, "I live near you." And he's
How
like,
near?
Okay. And I was like, "Do you live in a flat building?" And he's like, "Yes."
Starts pressing the panic button.
It's a 3D building, actually.
And I was like, "I live in that building too." And he's like, "Okay." Just lots of two-word responses.
Yeah, that's a very brief, like, yes. Like, frantically looking around for, like, Nick or
Witnesses.
Andy or someone who can either witness or get me away from this crazed woman who's confronted me in the lockers.
And then I think my next sentence was just, "I have a hedgehog."
Yeah, because he told me and I was like, "Do you reckon she'll let me meet the hedgehog?"
Absolutely.
And then I came, then we went up to
that night
just to meet the hedgehog, and then look at us now.
Yeah, the hedgehog brings people together.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Hedgehogs bring people together.
Your prickly pet brings people together.
The
and
irony.
yes, I am talking about your vagina.
Do you think how weird it could have been that he could have just called the police on you that day?
Here's her address because she gave it me.
She's stalking me.
But instead, Phil went, "You know what? I like a challenge."
I like the challenge.
Yes.
I think that's what he
I'd
meant.
like to see if I can leave without being murdered.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
So, I could have gone to HR, but...
Do not have a HR that it doesn't exist.
Anyway, this has been the We Pay for Your Floor podcast.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Phil.
I'm Andy.
And I think I'm gonna die.
And until next time, we will see you later.
The French. I will go home. I'll endeavour to be the best. fucking neighbour you've ever fucking had.
You better fucking do, because we pay for your fucking floor.